This is Rev Michelle Hopkins. Now this is the satellite tracker from Climate Viewer 3D. This is one of the many maps that is interactive, and it is the satellite tracker map. Now as you can see, all these little dots out here, these are not stars. These are all satellites. Okay? And as we move in, now these are the ones that are higher up in space. As we move in, we begin to see how many thousands upon thousands upon thousands of satellites there are around the Earth in near-Earth orbit. These satellites are used for many, many different things. One of them is weather manipulation, used as a weather weapon and for other reasons. One of them is seismic manipulation, earthquakes, volcanoes, as weaponry. Some of the things are weapons against each other. Often one satellite will take another satellite, an enemy satellite, down. Just take him out. There's all kinds of war going on in outer space that we are not familiar with. One of those wars is plasma war. Now we're going to listen to a few excerpts of what Dr. Carol Rosen told us. She's an aerospace executive with Fairchild Industries, and she has a lot to say about the secrecy behind space-based weapons.
The game that was being played, that game being the effort to weaponize space, to control the Earth from space and space itself. The strategy that Wernher von Braun taught me was that first the Russians were the enemy against whom we're going to build space-based weapons. Then terrorists would be identified, and that was soon to follow. We heard a lot about terrorism. Then we were going to identify third world country crazies. We now call them nations of concern. But he said that would be the third enemy against whom we would be needing to build space-based weapons. And the next enemy was asteroids. And the funniest one of all was against what he called aliens, extraterrestrials. That would be the final card. And over and over and over during the 4 years that I knew him and was giving his speeches for him, he would bring up that last card. And remember, Carol, the last card is the alien card. We're going to have to build space-based weapons against aliens, and all of it, he said, is a lie. He didn't mention a timeline, but he said that it was going to be speeding up faster than anybody could possibly imagine. That the effort to put weapons in space was not only based on a lie, but would accelerate past the point of people even understanding it until it was already up there and too late.
My friends, we have stepped into the asteroid phase. Now, what is not spoken of in the military much, or by NASA or any other space administration, is the fact that rocks in space are now classified. Since 2009, rocks in space, for instance, asteroids and comets, meteors, meteorites, and so forth, any flaming rock or flying rock, falling rock in outer space, even rocks that are coming the direction of Earth, are all classified. For 15 years, scientists have benefited from data gleaned by U.S. classified satellites of natural fireball events in Earth's atmosphere, but no longer. A recent U.S. military policy decision now explicitly states that observations by hush-hush government spacecraft of incoming bodies and fireballs are classified secret and are not to be released. Space.com has learned. The satellite's main objectives include detecting nuclear bomb tests and their characterizations of asteroids and lesser meteoroids as they crash through the atmosphere. It's baffling to us why this would suddenly change, said one scientist familiar with its work. It's unfortunate. It's a regrettable change in policy. We have to ask ourselves why. Why are fireballs plummeting toward the Earth classified? Now, this story is more important than the average citizen might think. NRL scientists using HAARP successfully produced a sustained high-density plasma cloud in Earth's upper atmosphere by HAARP transmissions and was extinguished only after termination of the HAARP radio beam. These are the frequency balls in question. Now, here they are enlarged so that we can see them. In that article, we were told that the reason these glow discharges in the upper atmosphere were generated as a part of the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA, sponsored basic research on ionospheric characteristics and effects, and its impact on communications and space weather. Further down, it talks about how they want to use these space balls as mirrors in the ionosphere and above the ionosphere in space. Usually when we're told about something having to do with military technology, we are at least 10 years in arrears of that knowledge. They've been able to do this for at least 10 years. We've been chemtrailing in the 1960s, calling it seeding clouds or fortifying clouds. We caused a monsoon in Vietnam. It's a matter of military record. So we have been creating and manipulating weather as a weather weapon since the 1960s, but we don't hear about that in the general public. So we are 60 years in arrears with that knowledge, most of us. These plasma balls are fortified with metallic nuclei and can be moved, enlarged, made smaller, compacted, can be ignited so that they are a flame. The flame can be continued, intensified, reduced in intensity, or quenched, completely put out. They can be controlled and manipulated in any fashion, directed up through the atmosphere, down through the atmosphere, at any point in time. Now, I think you're beginning to see a mental picture as to what I'm getting at. We are being told by HAARP and DARPA that the reason why they're doing this kind of research in the first place is to create mirrors for communications. Well, let's think about that for a moment. The ionosphere itself serves as a mirror for frequency to be bounced off of it and sent anywhere around the world. It can be used to intensify frequency. Let's get beyond the ionosphere. Above the ionosphere, we have low orbit and high orbit satellites, all of which have mirrors. And they can be used and are used on a daily basis to mirror frequency from HAARP and any other Tesla Tech array. These plasma balls would be very, very low tech when it comes to mirroring frequency. They would absorb the frequency, except for the metallic nuclei that they're fortified with. They can be manipulated with frequency, but they would never be a good transmitter or mirror of frequency. It's so redundant to have this as a mirror in so low tech that the very idea is ridiculous. So why are we doing it? Well, if we can manipulate and direct them, we could catapult them with frequency anywhere we wanted to. And have you ever seen a plasma ball streaking through the sky on fire? I think we have. This one fell in Russia, February 15th of this year. This one fell in Australia. I believe this one was from an Australian TTA. These fell over Texas. This one fell over Florida. This one fell over Florida. This one fell over the Bay Area in San Francisco, Oakland. Another one seen in the United States. There was one spotted over New York City. And a massive meteor crashed into Cuba. We are able with frequency to take that plasma with many, many of these satellites and use it like a catapult with frequency, but direct it much more accurately with frequency to anywhere on the earth that we want to send it to. That's where we are with our space weapons program. We can take asteroids out. We can destroy large asteroids or many numerous asteroids, attacking it with laser, frequency, directed energy, any number of things. But what they're not telling us is we have the power of molecular dissociation. With one or several satellites, transmit frequency at any given satellite and make it dust, or smaller than dust, aerosols, by molecular dissociation. We have that power with frequency. But most people on this earth will never know that. And so when they see what they believe to be asteroids or meteors or meteorites falling out of the sky, they won't know that it came from one of these satellites or from an earthbound HARP-type array.
He didn't mention a timeline, but he said that it was going to be speeding up faster than anybody could possibly imagine. That the effort to put weapons in space was not only based on a lie, but would accelerate past the point of people even understanding it until it was already up there and too late. The last card is the alien card. We're going to have to build space-based weapons against aliens, and all of it, he said, is a lie.
This is Rev Michelle Hopkins. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.